In the dungeon, the mighty dungeon, the freak off sings tonight. Oh, we freak off on the way. In the dungeon, in Diddy's dungeon, the freak off sings tonight. A freak off on the way. Salute, salute, Joyce in the building. Get her in the building. Get a grip. Cheese, won't you get a grip? This is pure survival. Miss Red in the building. Stacy. You know what I mean? Nori. 313. Simply 60. I'm sorry, Mega. Look, y'all gotta understand. You guys gotta understand my reading ain't the best. Now I'm very good with math, but my reading stinks. My reading stinks. Yeah, I'm talking about. But this is about to get crazy, and this is gonna be a pretty funny episode because this is pure survival at this point. You know what I mean? We are now surviving Steve Harvey's mustache, and we are surviving Diddy Glover, and we are surviving Lori Harvey, allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly, Lori. I'm giving you the benefit of the freak off doubt, okay? But we are surviving Lori Harvey, allegedly being one of Diddy Glover sex workers. This is pure stone cold freak off sex worker survival at this point. You know what I mean? But I need you guys to smash that like button because I have so much to disclose and to bring to you all. You know what I'm saying? Lori Harvey, Steve Harvey's stepdaughter. Okay. Now, Stephen, I have not talked about your mustache. We have not been surviving Steve Harvey's mustache in months. You know what I'm saying? And you know when you're surviving Steve Harvey's mustache, shit get real. Okay. That's a very thick mustache. That's not, you know what I'm saying? Steve Harvey's mustache hits different. I'm talking about Billy D. Williams times 10. This is pure survival. Now, Lori, here's my thing. Now, do you know? And if you do know, you can let me know, Lori, that if you allegedly sat down with the feds and turned over video footage proving that allegedly you was one of the sex workers too. 50 Cent, shout out to 50, but his baby mom, she was allegedly one of the sex workers. Young Miami, and there's a couple other motherfuckers that was sex workers too. And I'm talking about male sex workers too. What's it, Punk, Ashton Kutcher? He's supposed to be one of the male sex workers too. Allegedly. This is pure survival. I'm just giving my opinion because Steven already know. When it comes to him and we surviving Steve Harvey's mustache, I'm going to give him a piece of my mind. Okay? Now that your stepdaughter, Steven, the one that you praised Lori Harvey, Steven. Surviving the fact that you praised Lori Harvey, this is pure survival. And you ignored and neglected your other children, allegedly, Stephen. And that same stepdaughter of yours, she done got questioned by the feds, and allegedly, she done turned over enough information, Stephen, proving allegedly that you knew about her and Diddy Glover. Her allegedly being a sex worker for Diddy Glover, and you sold her. I'm not saying that you did it, Steven. Surviving the fact that I'm not saying that you sold your daughter to Diddy Glover. This is pure survival. But there's information out there, Steven, that you did allegedly sell Lori Harvey to Diddy Glover. To Diddy Glover freak off finale. This is pure survival, Steven. And there's footage out there. So if Lori Harvey turned shit over, the video footage while Diddy Glover was at your house around your mustache while you was worried about Lori Harvey. No, you was so worried about Marjorie Harvey, Stephen. You weren't thinking like a man. You were thinking like a woman, Stephen. And you allowed your stepdaughter to be involved, allegedly, in Diddy Glover's secret affairs in his dungeons, all of that. And you knew that Lori Harvey used to date Diddy Glover's son, Steven. So when Lori Harvey brought home Diddy Glover's son, you sat there months later when she brought home Diddy Glover and went on trips and vacations and everything, Steven. This is pure survival. If my daughter was dating somebody's son and she brings home the father, I'm going to disown her immediately. This is pure and stone cold and unsaturated survival at this point. Steven, and you was praising Diddy Glover. You brought Diddy Glover on your show before and you was praising that man. Knowing that man was messing with your daughter after your daughter was sleeping with his son. That is sick, Steven. Surviving the fact that this was sick and you approved of it. This is pure survival. And Steven, I have not bothered you ever since I did the interview with Big Boom, your ex-bodyguard. That motherfucker's been missing, Steven. Where is he at? Is he over there with Russell? Last time I talked to Steve Harvey's bodyguard that Marjorie Harvey was allegedly creeping with, you know what I'm talking about? We haven't heard from him since. Steven, what did you do with Big Boom? What did you do with the pony? He was riding a pony. Jump on it, do it, ride it, my pony, my saddle, raining, coming, jump on it. What did they do with the pony, Steven? Okay, I understand that y'all silenced Big Boom, your ex-bodyguard that your wife allegedly was cheating on you with. But what did you do to the pony? What the motherfucker did the pony do? Steven, surviving the fact that the pony ain't did a motherfucking thing, this is pure survival. But you knew about Diddy Glover and Lori Harvey. And I know, Lori, I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to keep yelling at your stepdad's mustache. Lori, I'm not just going to talk about Steve Harvey's mustache this whole time. Even though that's pure stone cold mustache survival, I'm not going to keep talking about that. Lori, okay, because you broke Michael B. Jordan's heart. You broke his heart. So if you chose to go with Diddy Glover and become a sex worker instead of being with Creed, you know what I mean? His punches was slow as shit in Creed 3. Lori, because you dumped him. And then that little chocolate boy that you was going with, the boy that be in a couple little different shows, he dumped you back, Lori. And you not popping no more. You ain't hot like you used to be. Back when you was with Michael B. Jordan, it looked so wholesome. It looked so wonderful. But then you sat around and wanted to be with Diddy Glover. So I don't feel bad for you, Lori Harvey. So if you went to the feds, because matter of fact, allegedly they came to you because they're going and interviewing all of Diddy Glover's exes. So Lori, I'm not blaming you because you snitched on them. Okay, motherfucking Cassie is telling on that motherfucker right now. After getting $30 million, she's still coming to testify. So there's a lot of alleged victims, but Lori Harvey, I cannot call you a victim. This is pure survival. You done been with all the motherfuckers, the rappers, the actors, the tennis players, the golf players. Motherfucker, you done been with everybody in the industry. Lori, you should have been Lori Kardashian. You should have been Lori Kardashian. This is pure survival. You know what I mean? But the fact, Steven, the reason why I'm mad at you, dude, because you knew that Lori Harvey was doing all of this, dude. You knew all of that. But you are so afraid of Marjorie. You're so afraid of Marjorie Harvey. You're so afraid of that motherfucker, Steven, that you just allowed her daughter, because you know that ain't really your daughter. So you just let her run around the industry, taught her, hey, a woman should get 85% and a man should get 15. So if she allegedly was Diddy Glover's sex worker, how much percentage was she getting? Steven, surviving the fact that, well, how much percentage was Lori getting? This is pure survival. And Lori, there's going to be people that's going to say, you are just saying this because you're not popping no more. When you were with Michael B. Jordan, now you running around just buck-ass naked every 5 minutes, Lori. Every time a magazine come out, you can't keep your clothes on to save your life. Surviving the fact that Steve Harvey's daughter can't keep her clothes on to save her life. This is pure stone cold mustache survival at this point. So Lori, I don't feel bad for you. But I know the feds was going to come to you because they're going to everybody else. Jennifer Lopez is so embarrassed. She's so afraid. She's scared as hell. Jennifer Lopez is 1,300 years old. Pure survival. She's 1,300 years old. Been married a dozen times. And they bothering J-Lo, trying to say she run around with the Glock, with the Draco. She was carrying it for Diddy Glover. You know what I mean? And she's been trying to get over Diddy Glover, but Diddy Glover is like a nightmare for everybody. A nightmare on Diddy Street. Anybody who dated Diddy or had a secret gay love affair, a straight love affair, they going to everybody. You know what I mean? They done interviewed Usher too. We gonna find that out too. Usher, they all been interviewed. So I'm not surprised, Lori. But whatever you turned over to the feds, that can get your daddy in trouble. Do you understand that? Your daddy is the reason why your mother got like motherfucking private chiropractors, all that stuff. We all know that Steven and his mustache is soft as a motherfucker. This is pure survival. I'm not even mad at Marjorie Harvey. Marjorie Harvey done found her a simp. And Steven, him and his mustache has been simping ever since Big Simpin' came out. Big Simpin', spinning cheese. Check her out now. You know what I'm talking about? He's big simping. And Steven wants everybody else to do that, but that's on that motherfucker, him and the mustache. You know? But this is pure survival. Allegedly, Lori Harvey was questioned by the feds, and she turned over tapes and things like that that can implicate her fucking stepdad's mustache and get him life in prison right along with Diddy Glover. Right along with Diddy Glover, Lori, you're not thinking about this. Steve Harvey's mustache is going to have his own cell. This is pure survival at this point. But yes, there's been rumors that your dad, Steven, has pimped you out to Diddy Glover. But now you want to try to play like you're a victim, that you did not want to be one of Diddy Glover's sex workers because you would have never been with Diddy Glover after his son. Do you understand how disgusting that is? You sitting there sucking on the son's pecker, and then you suck on the pecker that the son came out of. This is pure survival, Lori. And I'm sorry, y'all feel like I'm coming down on her. Y'all feel like I'm coming down hard, but I don't feel bad for her. I just can't feel bad for her because she wanted it. And you shut the hell up. This is pure survival at this point. And I don't usually do that, but I had to. You know what I'm saying? But she brought this on herself. And Steven, you brought it on yourself too. You know, there's footage with you out there with Diddy on trips, on yachts, all of that stuff like that. And I know how you don't like your name included in all the fuck shit, but you shouldn't have never been dealing with Diddy Glover. And when you knew your daughter was going to mess with him after being with his son and all these rappers and athletes and all that type of stuff, you should have said something, but you're so afraid of Marjorie Stewart. So now that girl got you hot. She got you hot like fish grease. And even Diddy Glover's ex-girlfriend that he used to punch all in the head, the little Japanese-looking girl, he used to be punching her all in the head. Not even knowing if she knew karate. She probably do know karate. And I wish she would have used some of that jujitsu on your ass. Did he? But anyway, she even brought up Lori Harvey. She brought up Lori Harvey and how Diddy Glover was making Lori Harvey do shit that she used to have to do. Y'all got to smash that like button, guys. We are surviving Steve Harvey's mustache. This is pure stone cold mustache stain survival at this point. But listen to this woman talking about Lori right here.
And he started like punching me like this. Like he avoided my face, but he like started punching me like on the side of my head, and I was just like covering my face.
That was one of Diddy's exes talking about her experience with the man, but then she seemingly revealed that she wasn't the only one with that experience.
And I saw a picture of him and Lord, like the same exact pose.
What do you mean?
I mean, the same exact pose that he took with me.
Okay.
And he did the same with Lori.
Now you hear that? She even say it's Diddy Glover. I know the feds interviewed her too. She said the same poses and stuff that she had to do, Diddy Glover was doing the same thing with Lori Harvey. So Lori Harvey can pretend that you forced her allegedly to be a sex worker, even though I don't believe that you forced that girl to be no sex worker. I don't believe that. I believe she was a volunteer. This is pure survival at this point.
But then she seemingly revealed that she wasn't the only one with that experience.
And I saw a picture of him and Lord, like the same exact pose.
What do you mean?
I mean, the same exact pose that he took with me,
Okay.
and he did the same with Lori.
And to put the icing on this dark cake, her dad seems to have been in the know of it all.
Diddy and Lori Harvey, they're heating things up in Italy. Notice her arm is on the back of his chair.
I think it's more interesting that Steve Harvey's there.
And on
Now you see that? Steve, how is you going to deny that? Lori Harvey got her hand on the back of Diddy Glover's head on vacation, and Steven, you were right there. And you said nothing. So now that same little stepdaughter that you praised done got you implicated. Now they talking about you down at the federal building. Excuse me. Steven? And I'm saying to you allegedly, Stephen, because I know you're going to get mad. You try to shut people's YouTube channels down. That's what you do because the truth is out there. Now, your daughter is the one talking, Stephen. She the one allegedly saying she was a sex worker for Diddy Glover. And you was on vacation with Diddy Glover not saying nothing. Even TMZ was talking about it. Pure survival.
Diddy and Lori Harvey, they're heating things up in Italy. Notice her arm is on the back of his chair.
I think it's more interesting that Steve Harvey's there.
Right there, Stephen. Look at that. Steve Harvey is right there with Lori Harvey. If you notice, look, Stephen and his mustache know not to take his eyes off of Lori. Off of his wife, Marjorie Harvey. Look, Stephen is trying. He got the eyeball right there where he could see Diddy Glover. He can see Diddy Glover right there, and then you can see Lori Harvey right here. Lori Harvey was with Diddy Glover's son. What is she doing with the father when Diddy Glover is 1,300 and something years old? This is pure survival. You knew, Stephen, that your daughter was with this elderly man, this elderly freak-off choreographer, this freak-off choreographer. You were right there, Stephen, and all you was worried about was Marjorie. Pure survival at this point. But here's the proof right here. So Lori Harvey is saying, allegedly, that she was a sex worker for Diddy Glover. And what did you do, Stephen? Surviving the fact that you didn't do nothing but stare at Marjorie? This is pure stone cold mustache survival. So this shows that you was approving of it, Stephen. So now you're going to get yourself in trouble. Fuck around and lose your show behind your stepdaughter. When your blood daughter was struggling with alcohol, and I saw her show, Stephen. When she got on the show and she talked about struggling with alcohol, you gave her a job, then you fired her and all that stuff. But the same daughter that you praised, Marjorie Harvey daughter, she done sat down with the feds, done gave them video footage, text messages, all types of shit, and you coming up in the shit. Text message with you talking to Diddy Glover, when she's going on places and vacation with Diddy Glover, and you saying you pretty much being like the father that's giving your daughter away. Now they're trying to make it like you were pimping her, a part of Diddy Glover's freak off rendezvous. This is pure rendezvous freak off survival at this point. Y'all got to smash that like button, guys. We got 1,400 people in the building. It's 1,400 motherfuckers watching right now. This is pure stone cold mustache survival. You know what I'm saying?
Diddy and Lori Harvey, they're heating things up in Italy. Notice her arm is on the back of his chair.
I think it's more interesting that Steve Harvey's there.
And on days when he's not watching Diddy dine with his daughter, he's kissing Diddy's ring on live TV.
See, the thing about Diddy, he didn't make a big splash about it. He just kept pressing him. He put up a lot of his own money for this.
The past couple of days.
Now you see that, Stephen? They got you right there on your show praising Diddy Glover. Talking about Diddy Glover put up his own money. You know what I mean? So it sounds like you probably wanted Lori Harvey to be with Diddy Glover for the money. So, because you already allegedly giving up all your money to Marjorie Harvey. So you wanted her to be with a rich guy. You didn't care that she was with the son. You didn't care about none of that, Stephen. Surviving the fact that you or your mustache didn't give a shit. This is pure mustache survival at this point, Stephen. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't say nothing. You sat there and praised Diddy Glover. Now they saying that Lori Harvey allegedly was one of the sex workers, and she's saying it herself too. Or she gave up enough information to where they're saying it. It's all coming out, Stephen. And you better hope you wasn't at none of them freak offs. I'm telling you, because if I find out, Stephen, you are the mustache. I'm telling you, I don't care if you wasn't there, Stephen. If I find out that your mustache pop up on any of those freak off tapes, it's going to be pure mustache survival at this point. I'm going to report on it. If they find you, Steven, bucket ass naked in one of them freak off parties, dancing with one of the gay vampires, oh, it's gonna be something else. Pure survival at this point.
And to put the icing on this dark cake, her dad seems to have been in the know of it all.
Diddy and Lori Harvey, they're heating things up in Italy. Notice her arm is on the back of his chair.
I think it's more interesting that Steve Harvey's there.
And on days when he's not watching Diddy dine with his daughter, he's kissing Diddy's ring on live TV.
See, the thing about Diddy, he didn't make a big splash about it. He just kept pressing him. He put up a lot of his own money for this.
The past couple of days, even weeks, have proven to be some of the darkest times of the entertainment industry, as bad news has broken from all angles, involving several high-profile celebrities. Some news were just bad, while others are considered borderline inhumane. However, some celebrities seem to have consistently fallen into the less than human aspect of all this. And the one person that fits into this description is rap executive Sean Diddy Combs. The rapper, who has already been embroiled in several dark headlines, seems to have found himself in yet another pickle with one of his exes. But this is no regular ex. This is the daughter of yet another controversial celebrity, Lori Harvey. And it seems her dad might have done some dirty deals in the past with Diddy, which in turn landed her right by the rapper's side.
Now you see that, Steven? You got that look on your face that you are afraid. They saying that you was involved in some dirty deals, allegedly, with Diddy Glover, Steven. And I see you looking real sneaky, looking real suspicious. Got all that baby oil on the top of that bald ass head. You know what I mean? Even your mustache looks scared, Steven. And you should be afraid. Surviving the fact that your mustache and your bald ass oily head should be afraid. This is pure survival, Steven. I'm telling you, your forehead can wrinkle up all you want. You can have your forehead wrinkle up. That's the face you're gonna have when the feds come running down, Steven, because it's not looking good, dude. This is pure survival. Lori Harvey allegedly set with them feds, Steven, and there's videos out here like this saying that you knew about Diddy Glover's freak-offs, and you did not care. You were worried about the money, and the more money that your daughter don't need, Marjorie Harvey's daughter don't need, then you don't got to give up. You know what I mean? So this is pure mustache survival at this point. Y'all got to smash that like button. Steve Harvey is in a world of mustache trouble. He's in a world of mustache trouble.
Inhumane. However, some celebrities seem to have consistently fallen into the less than human aspect of all this. And the one person that fits into this description is rap executive Sean Diddy Combs. The rapper, who has already been embroiled in several dark headlines, seems to have found himself in yet another pickle with one of his exes. But this is no regular ex. This is the daughter of yet another controversial celebrity, Lori Harvey. And it seems her dad might have done some dirty deals in the past with Diddy, which in turn landed her right by the rapper's side. Of course, I know how this whole topic might be difficult for a lot of people to talk about, but did you really think Diddy getting with someone who had just hopped out of a relationship with his own son was normal? I think most people would flag that as pretty weird. Well, it seems
You hear that? Pretty weird. She hopped in a relationship with Diddy after being with his son. That's a real thing. And if anybody feels that that's cute or that's like sexy to go from the son to the father, you are a sicko. And Lori Harvey is too young to have that mentality. You know what I mean? That motherfucker's in her 20s. Diddy Glover's 1,400 years old. This is pure survival at this point. And Steven, you are at least 5,000 to 10,000 years old. So you should know better. You know what I mean? You should know better. You was here when the dinosaurs was here. Your mustache was here when the dinosaurs was here. Steven, this is pure survival. But it's saying it already. She went from the son to the dad, and it was a bunch of freak-off shit going on. And I'm not surprised if Lori Harvey was one of Diddy Glover's sex workers. But I just don't feel bad for her because I believe that that's what she wanted for the money. This is just my opinion. Pure stone cold my opinion at this point. And y'all got to smash that like button. There's too many people in here. Real rap.
Several dark headlines, seems to have found himself in yet another pickle with one of his exes. But this is no regular ex. This is the daughter of yet another controversial celebrity, Lori Harvey. And it seems her dad might have done some dirty deals in the past with Diddy, which in turn landed her right by the rapper's side. Of course, I know how this whole topic might be difficult for a lot of people to talk about, but did you really think Diddy getting with someone who had just hopped out of a relationship with his own son was normal? I think most people would flag that as pretty weird. Well, it seems the explanation we've all been waiting on for that very strange family exchange might have finally...
Wow. Pure Stone Cold Survival. This is crazy. Steven, I know you're going to be pissed off with this, boy, because you hate when motherfuckers talk about you. You be talking about, oh, y'all black-ass bloggers need to mind y'all business, y'all black-ass bloggers. Yeah, be y'all black-ashy bloggers keep on talking about me and my wife, Marjorie. That motherfucker going to be mad. And I know he hate me, dude. Like, for real. Pure Stone Cold hateration, holleration in this dancery. You know what I'm talking about?
As word on the street is saying that Lori might have become Diddy's doormat. I mean, she's absolutely gorgeous and has been with more than a handful of successful people, but it seems Diddy might have not been her first choice of a partner, as their union seems to have come from a place of debt payment, not Lori's, her father's. See, only about a day or two ago, one of the most powerful people in the industry who was present during the days of Diddy's rise to fame and fortune, Suge Knight, spoke about how Diddy seems to have had certain people in the industry clean up after him every time he makes a mess. And the person Knight named was Lori's dad, Steve Harvey.
Wow. So Suge Knight said that Diddy Glover, Suge Knight said that you was cleaning up dirt for Diddy Glover. That you were, got some business with Diddy Glover that none of us knew about, Steven. And it's going to come to the light. I'm sorry, Steven. Surviving the fact that it's going to come to light because you got Suge Knight talking about it. And he ain't got nothing to lose. Suge Knight ain't got nothing to lose. Y'all gotta, smash that like button. We got 1,700 motherfuckers in here. Steve Harvey is I'm sorry, Steven, but your name is gonna be in it. I know you got big money, big lawyers, and all of that shit, but Diddy got everybody involved. Everybody's getting questioned. So if they question Lori Harvey, Steven, they're going to come for you too, dude. You and the mustache. They're going to question both of y'all in two separate rooms. If your mustache say something that don't match with what you say, it's pure survival at this point, Steven.
Or two ago, one of the most powerful people in the industry who was present during the days of Diddy's rise to fame and fortune, Suge Knight, spoke about how Diddy seems to have had certain people in the industry clean up after him every time he makes a mess. And the person Knight named was Lori's dad, Steve Harvey. The former Death Row record executive didn't just name Harvey as possibly being Diddy's errand boy, but he also seemingly dropped a paper trail connecting Diddy's media cleanups to Steve Harvey. Now, why would this successful celebrity host demean himself to the point that he's obligated to clean up after another guy while having watched the same guy, who I might add is closer in age to Steve, date his daughter? I can't really call myself a detective, but according to some seeming self-acclaimed detectives on social media, it seems Steve might be under Diddy's thumb, and in the worst way possible. So how did he get to that position, and exactly what role has Lori been playing? Stay tuned as we dive into the deep end on this one.
Like full-blown stories I've heard. I've dated a father and son before.
You'll agree with me that...
And you did date a father and son, Lori? Are you sitting there trying to lie? What was you doing on vacation with Diddy Glover if you were not dating Diddy Glover or being a sex worker or something, Lori? You're sitting there trying to play it off like I heard I was dating the father and son. If you ain't with me, what the fuck is you doing with my daddy for? This is pure survival at this point. You know what I mean? We know what you did last summer, Lori. Tell us the truth. Tell us the truth. Remember that movie, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and the white girl was standing in the street? She was like, what are you waiting for, huh? Lori, what are you waiting for? Just tell us the truth. Stop lying, goddammit.
Been playing. Stay tuned as we dive into the deep end on this one.
Like full-blown stories I've heard. I've dated a father and son before.
You'll agree with me that Steve Harvey is easily one of the most successful entertainers of all time, right? Well, even if you're in doubt about it, the man has a track record of successful TV shows and comedy tours, and don't even get me started on his book sales. The point is that Harvey is a force like none the industry has seen in years, and that should be enough to exempt him from having to kiss the ring of other entertainers. But it seems Diddy might be the exception to all things in the industry. According to recent reports, it seems Steve might be taking orders from the bad boy CEO, to the point that even his own family members aren't off limits. That's right, the claims aren't only tied to Steve, they're also tied to his daughter. You see, over the years, there have been.
Wow. Stephen, they breaking it down, Stephen. They breaking it down. And from what I'm hearing, Stephen, it sounds like you knew what was going on, sir. It sounds like you knew some shit. And you and Diddy Glover had some ties in the industry. Both of y'all some powerful people. You know, now it's starting to make sense to me, Stephen. I'm sorry. You can be mad all you want, dude. You know what I'm saying? Continue to think like a woman, and I'm gonna act like a man, like Marjorie Harvey, Stephen.
Stories I've heard. I've dated a father and son before.
You'll agree with me that Steve Harvey is easily one of the most successful entertainers of all time, right? Well, even if you're in doubt about it, the man has a track record of successful TV shows and comedy tours, and don't even get me started on his book sales. The point is that Harvey is a force like none the industry has seen in years, and that should be enough to exempt him from having to kiss the ring of other entertainers. But it seems Diddy might be the exception to all things in the industry. According to recent reports, it seems Steve might be taking orders from the bad boy CEO, to the point that even his own family members aren't off limits. That's right, the claims aren't only tied to Steve, they're also tied to his daughter. You see, over the years, there have been several claims that Steve Harvey might have been Diddy's henchman. However, it seems those tales were more than just claims. As Diddy's longtime rival, Suge Knight recently made some revelations about it. Amid the Tupac saga, Suge Knight dropped bombshells about Steve Harvey, challenging the narrative of love that the celebrity host claimed to have for the iconic rapper. Knight painted a picture of Harvey not just casually hanging out with Diddy and turning it into a side hustle, but also protecting someone widely suspected to be linked to the demise of the All Eyes on Me artist.
If you love Pac so much, how you with the motherfucker that everybody say got something to do with the first get down that happened to Pac in New York, then the second one. So she want to bring up the sorcerer.
Adding to the twisted narrative, Knight exposed Harvey for disrespecting Tupac's memory by dismissing the very issue that influenced not only his life, but also the lives of many others, the notorious East Coast-West Coast beef. While other people died from the violence of the beef at the time, including Biggie Smalls, Steve seems to have managed to fool the world into thinking Diddy's hands are squeaky clean of it all. I didn't say they aren't, but I know what you're thinking. Anyway, having to clean up his mess seems to have been only where Steve's job for the business mogul began. It seems he might have been required to do a bit more, case in point, giving his own daughter to Diddy. What's more is that Lori wasn't even with Diddy for the reasons they had the world thinking.
Wow, Stephen, they're saying you pretty much gave your daughter away to Diddy Glover. Look at this. There's footage out there. And Lori was trying to say she wasn't with Diddy Glover. I'm pretty sure when the feds came to her, they already had solid evidence that them two was seeing each other. You know what I'm talking about? This is pure survival. And the same son that Diddy Glover that's in trouble right now, that's the son that she was with. I think it was either Justin or the other little one, the little King one. You know what I mean? And he got the same allegations of you, Diddy Glover. So, Stephen, it looks like you knew about this, and now they just putting your name in it. Stephen, I'm not saying that you're guilty. I'm not saying that you're guilty. You know what I mean? And allegedly you was pimping her out to be one of Diddy Glover's sex workers. I said allegedly, Stephen. I don't know if you really did that, but do I believe that it's possible that because y'all all got all this money, all this power, all this fame, y'all don't give a fuck, y'all sweep shit under the rug? Absolutely, I do believe that. Pure stone cold mustache survival at this point. And y'all got to get them likes up. We really do, because there's too many people in the building.
Clean of it all. I didn't say they aren't, but I know what you're thinking. Anyway, having to clean up his mess seems to have been only where Steve's job for the business mogul began. It seems he might have been required to do a bit more, case in point, giving his own daughter to Diddy. What's more is that Lori wasn't even with Diddy for the reasons they had the world thinking. A couple of months ago, the model and entrepreneur sat down with E! News host Adrienne Bailon in a video interview released recently and said she often hears claims that she is in a relationship with someone whom she hasn't even met in person. Lori, who on a few occasions was spotted with the bad boy honcho, insisted that she never dated the musician. A revelation that...
How you never date this man, but you playing with the back of his head? I'm talking about not the front of Diddy Glover's head, but you got your hand on the back of his head, Lori. You think the feds is going to believe that? Look at this. This is pure stone cold mustache and freak off survival. You are playing with Diddy Glover's freak off earlobes. His freak off earlobes. You know what I'm saying? That is an affectionate feel. You know, and women, y'all know it. All the women that's on here right now, y'all know when you touch the back of a man's head, like you touching the back of that motherfucker. You caressing the back of it. You know what I mean? That's a very, very passionate feeling the back of the motherfucker. You know what I mean? Look at that. That's very passionate, Lori. You got your fingernails all in Diddy Glover's freak off earlobes. All of his freak off earlobes. And Steven, you sat right in front of you was right there. You was right at this table, and Lori Harvey tried to say she never met Diddy. How she never met Diddy Glover? You met his earlobe, Lori. This is pure survival. I don't feel bad, though. If you told the feds and try to play like you're a victim, you're not a victim, Lori. And you could be doing this to clout chase to try to put your name back in the algorithm. You could be doing that. But you are not a victim. You're not no Cassie. You're not none of them other ones that really had some shit done to them. You jumped into Diddy Glover's arms and jumped on his earlobe, on his freak off earlobes. This is pure survival. And I don't know if Diddy Glover said, look, I mean, if Steve Harvey's mustache called Diddy and said, look, Diddy, I need you to take my stepdaughter. Yeah, I want to get her to the top. Go ahead on. You can have her. Do whatever you want. I know your son was with her first. I don't know if Steve Harvey's mustache said that. But the way this evidence looks, Steven, it don't look good for you, dude. It don't.
The violence of the beef at the time, including Biggie Smalls, Steve seems to have managed to fool the world into thinking Diddy's hands are squeaky clean of it all. I didn't say they aren't, but I know what you're thinking. Anyway, having to clean up his mess seems to have been only where Steve's job for the business mogul began. It seems he might have been required to do a bit more, case in point, giving his own daughter to Diddy. What's more is that Lori wasn't even with Diddy for the reasons they had the world thinking. A couple of months ago, the model and entrepreneur sat down with E! News host Adrienne Bailon in a video interview released recently and said she often hears claims that she is in a relationship with someone whom she hasn't even met in person. Lori, who on a few occasions was spotted with the bad boy honcho, insisted that she never dated the musician, a revelation that has now left fans wondering if that was indeed a confirmation that Diddy may not be who we all thought he was. However, that was not the story in the media then. According to reports, rumors began circulating that Lori had started dating Sean Diddy Combs in July 20.
Wow. There it is. That's confirmed. You dated Diddy Glover. That's not no... Anybody, raise your hand or raise your emoji if you think that Diddy Glover and Lori Harvey was not dating. If you actually believe that bullshit lie. It ain't no way. And look at Steven. Steven is hugged up with Diddy Glover. Steven, I'm telling you, you can't get rid of these pictures or this audio and this videos and things that's out there, Steven. They done got Diddy Glover's laptops. They done been in Diddy Glover's dungeon. They done found dildo stains all in the dungeon. Just all kinds of freak off material, like chains, whips, motherfuckers, pictures with dudes with tennis balls in their mouth, tied to chairs with tennis balls in their mouth, all kinds of shit, Steven. If they catch you in briefs and like buck ass naked, titties out, Rick Ross, boobs out, I don't know what to say, Steven. It's just not looking good. And there's proof right there that you have been up under Diddy Glover. And you being her dad, her stepdad or whatever, you should have told him, look, dude, my daughter was with your son. I will not allow you to be with her knowing she was with your son. That alone would gross me the fuck out. I'm not going to be hanging out with him and going to dinners and brunches and, you know what I mean, tucking my mustache in like that. Steven, this is pure survival, sir.
That has now left fans wondering if that was indeed a confirmation that Diddy may not be who we all thought he was. However, that was not the story in the media then. According to reports, rumors began circulating that Lori had started dating Sean Diddy Combs in July 2019. The pair were pictured together numerous times in Italy, Mexico, New York City, and Atlanta during their alleged romance. During one of their vacations, Lori was spotted with her arm around Diddy during a dinner with Lori's stepfather, Steve Harvey. Diddy's son, Christian Combs, even gave an insight.
That is the one that you were with, Lori. You were with Christian Combs, King Combs, Christian Combs. You was with the one that looked just like Diddy Glover. The one with the long giraffe neck. This is pure survival. This is the one that's got all these allegations going on, Lori. That's the one you was with. I thought I told you that we wouldn't stop. I thought I told you you could share my pop. I thought I told you you could have my pop. I thought I told you you could share my pop. This is pure survival. You were with this one, and this is the one that looks just like Diddy Glover. I don't. The other one, the one boy looked like I'll be sure, and the other one looked like Diddy Glover's friend that passed. But this is the one that looked just like him. So Lori, you said, "Damn, I'm gonna be with your dad because your dad looked just like you. He just got more money than you." Pure survival. His pecker is just older and more shriveled up or whatever, but we can get it going. Get him some good Viagra sandwiches and things like that. Is that what you were thinking, Lori? You're not a victim. This is pure survival. Smash that like button. We got 2,200, 2,300 people in the building. It's 2,300 people watching Lori. Surviving the fact that it's 2,300 people watching and we are surviving your stepdad Steven's mustache. This is pure mustache juice survival at this point.
Into their relationship during a red carpet appearance, saying, "They are good. They're just being private time. That's up to them." While the pair never publicly spoke about their relationship, people close to them mentioned that they might have only been a fling, as opposed to being a full-blown couple. Him and Lori had a fun fling, but Diddy is still healing and focusing on himself right now, explains our insider. He is not ready to be in a long-term committed relationship and is focusing on his kids right now. However, it seems all of that might have just been a cover-up for Diddy's alleged other S inclinations, as fans started to point out that Diddy used Lori for a different purpose than most of us think. One user tweeted, "Y'all really think Cassie said a prayer and is an example when I really just believe she was Diddy's cover-up? Because he's gay, she's out of her contract. And now, Lori Harvey up next." Speaking of Cassie, it seems that might have been another mess-up that Steve had to clean up for Diddy. Just last week, the headlines erupted with the explosive legal battle between Diddy and Cassie, unveiling a dark chapter of ugly crimes alleged against the business mogul. The lawsuit alleges...
And y'all already know that Cassie, shout out to Cassie, just started working for the feds. She's a federal informant, and she's testifying. Well, I can't say she's a full-blown informant, but she is testifying against Diddy Glover. After getting $30 million, she's still telling on Diddy, and I don't blame her. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really, really was a victim and went through these horrific things, you would want to see somebody prosecuted. You're going to want to get paid too, but you're going to want that person, you're going to want to get real justice and real, you know what I mean? So I'm not mad at Lori that's because she told on him. I mean, Cassie. She was supposed to. That's a female. Like, this is pure survival at this point. You know what I mean? But Lori Harvey, you see what you dealing with? Now you ready to go. Now you telling and turning over video footage and all of this shit. You know what I mean? And if you was a victim, you would have been came out, Lori. That's why I don't take you serious. If you was one of Diddy Glover's sex workers and you didn't want to be, you would have been told. Now you want to say something, and all that's doing is implicating your stepdad's mustache. This is pure survival.
Several instances of abuse committed by Diddy, including battery and forced S acts with male S workers. In the filing, Cassie depicts the mogul, head of her former label and then romantic partner, as a textbook A, luring her into what she first perceived as a fatherly, protective relationship, only to find herself in an unequal and violent S relationship. Diddy's grip on Cassie, as per her claims, was maintained through a series of chilling intimidation tactics. This sinister toolkit allegedly included blowing up a man's car, the ominous act of dangling a friend perilously over a 17th floor balcony, and the disturbing request for Cassie to carry Diddy's gun in her purse. The fear that reporting these incidents to the police would only serve as another excuse for Diddy to inflict harm kept her silent. A chilling narrative unfolded, a tale of power dynamics and manipulation that shook the foundations of their relationship. Diddy, in response, vehemently denied the disturbing allegations, setting the stage for a legal showdown that would unravel the truth behind the headlines. Cassie, Miss Cassandra Ventura, was held down by Mr. Combs and endured over a decade of his violent behavior and disturbed demands. The lawsuit she brought against him read, "For Miss Ventura, the dark times were those she spent trapped by Mr. Combs in a cycle of A, violence, and ST. In the whirlwind 24 hours between explosive allegations and an unexpected resolution, a carnival of
And Stephen, these are the things that your daughter, if you really care, this is the stuff, the things that Cassie went through, this is the stuff Lori Harvey was on her way to going through. he would have been recording her having sex with sex workers with big peckers and masturbating while she's having sex with big pecker male sex workers. Because they said Diddy Glover wanted them, they had to have a big pecker. If they pecker was small, Cassie couldn't order them. She had to order big peckers like she was ordering food from a restaurant. This is pure survival at this point. I ordered extra pecker. I didn't just order one slice of cheese. I want extra pecker on Diddy Glover's freak off sandwich. This is pure survival at this point. You know what I mean? Smash that like button, everybody.
Conjecture and supposition unfolded. The saga included a conspiracy theory involving Kid Cudi's car and purported visions channeled by Diddy's late former girlfriend Kim Porter through psychic Sloan Bella, a revelation shared on YouTube 5 months prior. Despite the surreal twists, the incident prompted a deeper dive into the case's intricacies. The terms of the settlement, shrouded in secrecy, left tongues wagging. Cassie's legal team even claimed they engaged in talks with Diddy's representatives before the lawsuit was filed. Allegedly, Cassie was offered a hefty sum in the ballpark of 8 figures to keep her silent and prevent the legal storm.
And I bet you Diddy Glover now wishes he would have paid Cassie when Cassie was just asking for the money at first. Do you realize, Cassie, I know Diddy Glover, you watching, Cassie probably would have took $10 million when she was telling you, just pay me for what I went through. I've been with you for 10 years dealing with these freak-off events, these horrific, horrible times. Motherfuckers see me on camera, hiding under a blanket while you was hovering over me, telling me, you know what I mean, saying weird, freaky stuff to me. Cassie went through hell and back, allegedly, from what she said. So all she asked for was 10 M's, 15 M's. Diddy Glover was so arrogant, like, I'm not paying you a thing. I don't care. You wanted these peckers. You got them. You know what I mean? And then he didn't think she was going to come back with a vengeance. That's just like the movie Menace to Society, Diddy Glover. When they was stomping out that dude, when he walked up and said, yo, hey, which one of you niggas named Kane? Which one of y'all named Kane? You know what I mean? And Kane like, yo, you know what I mean? And then they stomped him out, but Kane didn't know they was going to come back shooting like that. Kane didn't know they was going to come back blasting like that. He thought he was just going to leave with Jada Pinkett. This is pure survival at this point. You know what I mean? So Diddy Glover, you didn't know Cassie was going to come back blasting like this. You didn't know she was going to come back blasting like this. She done shut down the whole organization. Now she got everybody coming out. Everybody getting in trouble, all because you should have paid Cassie when you had a chance. Diddy Glover, surviving the fact that you should have paid her from the beginning, and I know you wish you did. Pure survival. She done destroyed your whole legacy, everything, all in one, like, rap. Cassie is a person that Diddy Glover, like, let's say, for instance, if Cassie was a rapper and Diddy Glover was a rapper, you don't want to battle her, Diddy. You do not want to battle her. So you know for a fact, you put the microphone down. Because her verse, the shit she gonna say in her rap battle, gonna be crazy. This is pure stone survival. You know what I mean? And we're gonna hear everything that Cassie was gonna say in the beginning in her rap battle in court. This is sad, guys. Pure stone cold survival at this point.
Offer they reportedly turned down. Come Friday night, the settlement was unveiled, a revelation that brought a sense of closure, yet its details remained concealed. Cassie and her lawyer, Douglas Wigdor, released a statement expressing that both parties are satisfied with the resolution. Cassie said she decided to end the matter in a friendly way, with some terms under her control. This adds a...
Wow. So Cassie was cool at first, you know what I'm saying? But now she working with the feds and got that money. And now Diddy, she back on that, with that stiletto on your neck. And Steven, this is not looking good for you, sir.
Wait.
Another layer of mystery to the end of a story that had caught the public's attention. After the resolution, there's a suggestion that Cassie might have agreed to a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, as part of the deal. Even though it's not clearly mentioned, it implies that breaking her silence could get her into significant trouble. This idea becomes stronger when you look at Diddy's history. He's been involved with NDAs before and faced accusations related to his choices. The hidden aspects make it hard.
Yes, after she paid, the part of her deal was the NDA. Cassie was supposed to take that $30 million and shut up and leave the country or whatever the case may be. But that deal, that NDA, was only how did they say admissible or whatever. It was only value, whatever. I don't know y'all know what I'm trying to say. If the shit didn't go criminal, but now it then went fed, did he? So now everything Cassie was going to say, we're going to hear all of it, and I know it's going to be very hideous. And Steven, I just hope your mustache don't pop up in them tapes, because it's about 500 of them tapes, and I know your mustache is going to take up at least 3 to 4 or 5 tapes alone. Pure survival.
For people to know the exact details of the settlement. Diddy's past with NDAs also raises doubts, hinting at a pattern of controlling the stories in the media and keeping secrets behind the shield of legal confidentiality. The rumors, while not directly stated, suggest hidden truths and a complicated legal strategy that keeps the real story just out of reach. Thankfully, there are a couple of other people who have suffered a similar pattern, one of whom is Aubrey O'Day, and she's spoken about not just having to sign an NDA, but also about Diddy's disgusting pattern. Famous American singer Aubrey O'Day has made her way into the headlines after she commented on the recent fiasco between Cassie and Diddy. After Cassie filed a lawsuit against Diddy and accused him of many crimes, Aubrey O'Day also spoke up and claimed she was in complete support of Cassie. Aubrey first took to...
And that's another one. Making of the band, Diddy Glover. She has been questioned by the feds, and the information that the shit that she said to the feds, oh my God, it's gonna get you sent to the moon like that white boy that was on a bike with E.T. This is pure survival at this point. You got Aubrey, and she been saying stuff. This woman been saying stuff. I'm talking, Aubrey done went and got new lips. She got new breasts, all that shit, Diddy Glover. All these women got a new attitude. They don't care. They got new titties. They got new lips, all that type of shit. So they don't care. And Aubrey, they all telling on Diddy. The feds talked to all of them. And now they went to Lori Harvey. But Lori Harvey, you're not a victim. You're not. I don't give a damn what you turned over to them. Because you've been sitting on these tapes and videos and all this time. And now you want to try to come out. Well, I don't think you just flat out came out. I do believe that the feds came to you first because they are going to everybody. But for you to try to play to the feds like you were an alleged victim, you weren't. If you were one of Diddy Glover's sex workers, and I'm not taking up for Diddy Glover, but Lori Harvey, if you was one of Diddy Glover's sex workers, like the rest of them, I believe that you volunteered to do that, sweetheart. You know what I mean? You were with the program. Some people is with it and some people not. We're not going to pretend that everybody that's filing against Diddy and all that none of them ain't none of them ain't trying to just do it for the money. I'm not going to make it like none of them ain't just trying to get the money. You know what I mean? Some of them wasn't with it, and then there was some that were. And Lori, to me, honey, you were. You probably trying to get some money off this right now. Pure survival at this point. But what you're doing, Lori, is going to get Steven and his mustache in a world of mustache trouble. It's going to get him in a world of mustache trouble. Pure stone mustache survival at this point.
Instagram and added a story captioned, "Been trying to tell y'all for years. Prayers up for this queen at Cassie.
I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas."
You hear that? She said she wasn't willing to do what was expected from her. We're going to hear all this shit on Court TV. This is one of the Making a Band girls. She said if it wasn't nothing to do with her talent, she wasn't willing to be in Diddy Glover's freak-offs. Now, this is one that wasn't willing, and she got away from Diddy Glover. But back then, she wasn't able to speak about it. You had to read between the lines on what she was saying. Now, she's very vocal. She said she's been telling us this for years. Pure stone cold survival at this point.
Commented on the recent fiasco between Cassie and Diddy. After Cassie filed a lawsuit against Diddy and accused him of many crimes, Aubrey O'Day also spoke up and claimed she was in complete support of Cassie. Aubrey first took to Instagram and added a story captioned, "Been trying to tell y'all for years. Prayers up for this queen at Cassie.
I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas."
She then spoke to Page 6 and talked about how she supports Cassie. As the news about Aubrey O'Day speaking up against Diddy went viral, many social media users were reminded of the December 2022 Call Her Daddy episode, where she claimed that she was fired from Bad Boy Records after she refused to do something she wasn't willing to. Talking about how it was not talent-wise, but in other areas at the time, she did not take Diddy's name or...
Wow. So she got fired. So Aubrey or whatever, she got fired because she wouldn't make it disappear. This is pure survival at this point. Diddy Glover demanded that girl to make it disappear, and Aubrey Audrey said, absolutely not. I'm going to make you disappear. You're going to be disappeared in somebody's jail cell. This is pure survival.
Was talking about. However, she did call working with Diddy a torture, as she said. He was the hardest person that you can work for, and it was torture. And not the work part of it, but the other stuff. Mind games. There was a lot of betrayal and lies. However, her revelations didn't end there. She also spoke about how, like Cassie, she was also required to sign a very strict NDA after the rap mogul revealed that he was giving her and all his other former artists their publishing rights back.
I have to sign an NDA that I will never disparage Puff, Bad Boy, Janice Combs, or Justin Combs Music, or EMI, or Sony ever in public.
In a bold move, O'Day not only rejected the hush-hush contract herself, but also urged her fellow band members to follow suit, refusing to be shackled by secrecy. Pressed by the curious host on the time...
Look, she didn't even take the hush money. Aubrey Audrey did not take the hush money. Diddy Glover literally tried to give her the hush money. Look, be quiet. Don't tell nobody what you went through. This is pure. Don't tell nobody about the freak off dungeon. Don't tell them nothing about the butt naked gay vampires that be upside down in the dining room, hanging from the ceiling like chandeliers. You know what I mean? Like bats. Like you do not tell nobody nothing. But she said, no, I don't want the money. This is pure survival. I want my freedom. I want my freedom. You know what I mean? This is pure survival. You know what I mean? Why did they all have to feel like freak off slaves? They had to be freak off slaves. And all they was waiting for Harriet Tubman to come, the freedom from the freak off slavery. You know what I mean? Smash that like button, guys. We got 2,100 in the building, man. This is pure survival. Shout out to Aubrey Audrey, because she when we hear her in court, she gonna love to be able to talk. She been wanting to talk about Diddy Glover and the shit she went through since she was a young motherfucker trying to make the band, walking to get a cheesecake. All the way walking damn near to another country just to get a cheesecake for a man to throw it in the trash. Try to degrade them. And man, this is crazy. They all coming out. It's all coming back. And Steven, you and the mustache better keep quiet, because tonight is the night that we ride.
Urged her fellow band members to follow suit, refusing to be shackled by secrecy. Pressed by the curious host on the timeline of this revelation, O'Day responded, I got it a few months ago when he started doing this, shedding light on the recent turn of events. The decision to speak out against the NDA carries a rebellious undertone, challenging the enforced silence that often shrouds the dealings in the industry. The backdrop to this unfolding drama is the 6-year collaboration between O'Day and her group, Danity Kane, with Bad Boy Records. The journey that spanned 2 platinum albums now takes an unexpected twist, with O'Day stepping into the spotlight. The part of all of this that's tied to Steve Harvey is that even after one of the recipients of Diddy's ill-timed goodwill to the people who literally made him all his money while they took crumbs, is that the celebrity host has taken it upon himself to portray Diddy's move as almost angelic. I mean, even fans knew it was a fishy move, and they spoke their minds on social media. One person wrote, Diddy must be on his deathbed because this is totally out of character. Well, Steve and his team didn't seem to think so. How do I know? Here's what was posted on Steve's website. Combs reportedly began the process of returning his former artist's publishing rights back in May 2021 after he began to turn down multi-million-dollar offers to sell Bad Boy's catalog. Instead of accepting a 9-figure sum for the record label's historic works, Diddy decided to kick it back to his artists, who helped make Bad Boy the powerhouse brand it is today. As if it wasn't already bad enough to paint it as Diddy turning down money when the rapper already raked in several millions for over 2 decades from those same publishing rights. But Steve went even further overboard with his claims, mentioning a particular artiste that had previously called Diddy out for this very reason. The comedian's website wrote, the discourse surrounding Combs' business practices in regards to Bad Boy has been going on for years, especially after select artists called out their former boss. Ma Dollar E moved to the forefront of the criticism when he put Diddy on blast in a scathing social media post before the Grammys in 2020. He continued to fire shots at Diddy over the next couple of years in his music and online. Fans hadn't heard much about the status of Diddy and Ma Dollar E's feud until Cameron revealed that Ma Dollar E had gotten his publishing back last week. Can you now see how a man that's capable of going this low just to paint somebody that everyone knows is horrible as a better person might also be able to give his daughter out to the same man? While no one knows exactly why Harvey would go to these lengths to preserve Diddy's image, word on the street is that Diddy might have helped him out when he was still struggling. And this is just him repaying the mogul back.
So, Steven, basically, when you and your mustache was on the road doing your comedy and you said that you was homeless or living in a truck or sleeping in a truck or something, so Diddy Glover must have gave you some money, some hush mustache money, and now you out here trying to paint a picture that Diddy Glover is this innocent guy. You know what I mean? And look at you. Look how you look. That mustache is so heavy, look like you about to fall backwards. That motherfucker mustache so heavy, he look like he about to fall backwards. And Diddy Glover looking like he's smiling so happy. Yeah, I got Steve Harvey's gonna paint me a picture. He gonna make me look innocent. And Steven's mustache is just wearing him down. This is pure mustache survival at this point, guys.
Doesn't seem far-fetched if you ask me, but what do you think?
Listen. Shout out to the 2,500 people in the building. We got 2,500 people watching right now. Let me fix my chain. You know what I mean? Salute to all of y'all, man. What cities and what states and what country are you guys in? I'm going to call y'all out. 2,600 people watching right now. Damn it. We done went up to 2,600. What cities, what states? We are surviving Steve Harvey's mustache. And we are surviving Lori Harvey lying like a motherfucker. Ohio in the building. Chicago. United Kingdom. Oh my God, I can't even look. This is going fast as a motherfucker. New York. Oh God, Delaware. Oh man, Virginia Beach, Oakland, Miami. Look how fast it's going. Pure stone cold survival at this point. New York. Oh my God, France. Goodness gracious. Dallas, Texas, Maryland, Houston, Texas. Listen, guys, my Instagram is Jamil Peterson, Mr. I Am Comedy. You know what I'm saying? Follow me. I'll follow you back. If y'all get any information on Diddy Glover, anything that happened new with him, send it to me. You know what I mean? I may react to it depending on how funny it is. Pure survival. Yes, follow me. I'll follow you back. And shout out to everybody, man. All my supporters, family, friends, fans, whatever you want to call yourself. You know, we'll be surviving Diddy Glover in Philadelphia. I'll be in Philly all weekend. So believe me, we're going to be surviving Diddy Glover in Philadelphia this weekend. It's going to be pure comedic survival at this point.